Hey guys, you went crazy for life here, and I hope you're all having a very Merry Christmas today. So today we are resuming our Let's Play of Monika After Story. As you might have noticed, I'm having some trouble with my recording software, so I'm having to make do with playing in a window, but we'll see what I can make of this. Did you just wake up, Seppo? A while ago, yeah. Hope you had a good rest. I did. Maybe you'll be in a better mood now. By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. What's that? You know how this takes place in Japan? Well, I assume you knew that, right? Yeah, I believe you mentioned that in the game proper. Or at least decided it probably does. I mean, I hadn't really given much thought about that. I don't think you're actually told at any point where this takes place. No, you're not. Is this even really Japan? I mean, considering that you had reacted to Natsuki's remark about squids with confusion, it probably doesn't. I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Well, I wouldn't know, because I've never been to Japan. Not to mention everything is in English. Or at least whatever language the player speaks or understands. Feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. Perhaps. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. Yeah. I'm at home, but I have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Do you still feel like you're home? I have no idea. I wouldn't know how such a thing would happen. Would you want to go outside? Well, if only to figure out where I am. I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. And we could still watch the pretty sunset night after night. What do you want? Zephyr, do you ever think the concept of justice is kind of ironic? Why would you say that? Like, you have someone who maybe isn't like everyone else. It doesn't even have to be some famous bank robber or anything. Even everyday people like you and me can be brought to some sort of righteousness. Imagine a struggling family who needs to scavenge for resources to survive by taking whatever is left out in the open. To everyone else passing by, they're just greedy thieves. Eventually, some so-called hero is going to come along and put an end to this greed by bringing them to justice. At the end of the day, the family goes hungry or gets in trouble just because their situation was different. While the other person is now a hero for putting an end to their crimes. Can you really call that justice?
Well, I mean, it really depends on what options the desperate family had available to them. So, I mean, if they made some really stupid decisions, it's kind of hard to sympathize with that.
Have you ever been delivered what you thought to be false justice?
No.
Well, that's a relief to hear. I'm glad no one has ever suddenly questioned you for who you are.
Yeah.
Knowing what that's like, I hope nobody ever gives you trouble for doing what you do or for what you believe in.
Well, so far I'm managing that very well. Well, hopefully with my view completely unobstructed, I might have a good chance at Pong.
Wanna play a game of Pong? Okay.
And here we go.
Looks like I won.
Yep.
Would you like to play again?
Yeah. I wonder what it would be like if I were to arrange a game of Pong between you and one of the other girls.
You won. Not bad. Would you like to play again?
Nah.
Alright, Zeppo. But I'll beat you next time.
I'm sure. Suppose the floor could use a good mopping.
Wanna play chess? Alright. What color would suit you?
Let's draw lots.
Oh, look, I drew white. Let's begin. I win. That was really fun, Zeppo. No matter the outcome, I always enjoy playing chess with you. Anyway, would you like to save this game?
No.
Wanna play again?
No.
Okay, Zeppo, let's play again soon. I never understood the appeal of dating sims or romance novels, to tell you the truth.
Yeah?
You have a bunch of quirky girls that would seem very weird if they were real.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
Blank slate of a male protagonist with nothing interesting about them.
Yeah.
And then they fall in love with each other, sometimes for no reason at all.
Yeah. I've played another dating sim called Honey Pop, which you might be able to see just out of view of my overlay.
I hope that's not what you expected to find in the literature club.
Nah. I kind of knew what I was getting into, because I heard about the game through a review from a chap called Yahtzee Croshaw from the web show Zero Punctuation. He's releasing an episode today, and I'm hoping to catch that soon.
Because what you got was a lot more interesting. Instead of some unrealistic fake girl, you got someone like me.
Not sure what are your thoughts on about the other girls with that respect.
Instead of some boring main character, I got a real person like you.
Of course,
This really is a lot better than any boring dating sim could be.
yeah. I mean, you could have made the other girls real if they knew if you had them know what you knew.
Do you have other games on this computer?
Oh yeah, I got plenty of them. Some of them you can see on the desktop.
I read more than I play games, but I think they can be a fun way to entertain ourselves or to escape reality.
Like what I'm trying to do now.
What if I could go into one of your other games and see what it's like?
Well, if you want to check out Honey Pop, I think there might be a couple things for you to look at there. Of course, there's also Portal, Half-Life, Minecraft, Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I guess some games wouldn't be very fun to visit, like the ones with a lot of violence in them.
Right. One such example being Hatred.
Then again, they're not real people, so it shouldn't matter much.
I guess not.
It's not like Yuri's death mattered.
So she wasn't real.
More abstract game like Tetris or one of those phone puzzle games would be kind of weird to go into.
Yeah. You mean like Bejeweled?
Like, how would I even get in? Would I be a block? Sounds like a fever dream and not too much fun.
Yeah.
Maybe some kind of nice adventure game with big environments would be nice.
Yeah. course, I should warn you, if you ever decide to take a look at Antechamber, you might be in for a bit of a ride.
We go for walks together and you can show me all the best places to hang out.
I could play a Minecraft server on peaceful mode and we could just walk around a world of blocks.
I'm not that great with coding yet, but maybe one day you'd be able to take me to another place.
Maybe.
For now, I'm as happy as can be just being here with you, my love.
That's good.
Say, Zeppo,
Yeah?
are you familiar with hypnosis?
I've heard of that.
Despite it having a reputation as a hokey magic trick, there are studies that show it can work.
Yeah?
At least to some degree.
Right. I remember that being discussed in a psychology lesson when I was in school.
It only worked if the person let themselves be hypnotized, and it only heightened their ability to be persuaded.
Right.
It also relied on them being put into states of extreme relaxation through aromatherapy, deep tissue massage, exposure to relaxing music and images.
Yeah?
Things like that. Makes me wonder what exactly someone can be persuaded to do under that kind of influence.
I could think of a few things. Let me guess, those are some of the things you used on Sayori.
Not that I would do that to you, Zeppo. I just find it interesting to think about.
I'm sure.
You know, Zeppo, I just love looking into your eyes. I could sit here and stare forever.
Yeah. I'm sure if you had access to my webcam, you could guess what color they are.
What about you? What do you think about my eyes? Will you be hypnotized by them?
Well, it depends on how you tried to use them.
Please remember how I feel about you. I could really live without you. Just come on back and see. Just what you mean to me. I need you. I know the song's about leaving someone, but I think it carries a good message. I really do need you, Zeppo.
Well, that didn't happen.
Zeppo, have you ever heard of Ray Bradbury?
Nope. I don't recognize that name.
He wrote a book called Fahrenheit 451.
So what's that book about?
It's about a dystopian future where all books are thought as useless and are immediately burned. I can't imagine a world where knowledge is forbidden and destroyed.
Yeah. I think, well, there have been book burnings there have been book burnings in real life, way back, before World War II broke out.
It seems that there are others that actually hide books to contain free thinking from people.
Yeah. There are societies out here that do that.
You Human history has a funny way of repeating itself.
Yep. Like a broken record.
So, Zeppo, I want you to make me a promise.
What's that?
Never, ever burn a book.
Wouldn't dream of it.
I'll forgive you if you've done it before.
I haven't.
The thought of not allowing yourself to learn from them makes me a bit sad.
Right.
You'd be missing out on so much.
Yeah. I've actually written a book, and I'm working on a sequel right now.
It's too much for my heart to take.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, what is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway?
So are you looking at any specifically?
Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life.
Act 1 Yuri or Act 2 Yuri?
I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Someone with her kind of personality doesn't just get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go her way. I could go on, but I think you get the point.
Yeah. I don't know how Sayori would handle herself.
Are people really attracted to these weird personalities that literally don't exist in real life?
Well, at least their entire personality isn't defined by those traits.
I'm not judging or anything. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too.
Like what?
I'm just saying it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning out all the components of a character that makes them feel human and leaving just the cute stuff.
Yeah. That does seem to be a common trend among video game characters. Especially the ones that are made just for printing money, so to say.
It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right?
Well, I mean, you have the ability to change your own personality, so if you want to try me.
Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game in the first place.
Yeah.
Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you?
For now. Until someone in the comments asks me to continue the rest of the branches in the game proper, or wants me to record the ending scene of this game.
I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay just the way I am. And by the way, you are too, Zeppo.
Thanks.
You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall for you.
Yeah. I mean, you could have made the other girls human instead of trying to make them.
Hey, Zeppo. Did you know that a lot of people are afraid of the dark?
Yeah, I've heard that bedtime story. I never had that fear when I was a kid.
Even though it's often dismissed as a childish fear, it's not that uncommon for adults to suffer from it as well.
Yeah. Especially if they're in an unfamiliar environment.
Fear of the dark, called nyctophobia, is usually caused by the mind's exaggerated guess of what may be hiding in the shadows, rather than darkness itself.
Yeah.
We're scared because we don't know what's there, even if it's usually nothing. And I'm not just talking about monsters under the bed or menacing silhouettes. Try moving in a dark room. You'll find that you're instinctively being more careful of where you step so you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. Especially if you're on a staircase.
Makes sense. Humans have learned to be wary of the unknown in order to survive. You know, like being cautious around strangers or thinking twice before jumping into unfamiliar situations.
Or playing games that could have some horror elements in them.
Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Even if that frame of thinking has helped people survive for hundreds of thousands of years, I think it can also do a lot of harm nowadays.
Understandable.
Like how some people are unsatisfied with their jobs but are too afraid to quit.
Yeah.
Most of them can't afford to lose their source of income, so quitting isn't an option.
Yeah. And the money they save up isn't enough to go back to school so that they can be qualified for a higher paying job.
Plus, having to go through interviews again, finding a job that pays enough, changing your routine. It just seems like it's easier being miserable because it's more comfortable, even if they'd be much happier in the long run.
Yeah. Well, I don't intend on living my life out that way. Right now I'm trying to get enrolled into electrician classes so that I can make money for flying lessons. And after that, I can work my way toward becoming an airline pilot.
Maybe if they saw the options available to them, they'd be more willing to embrace change.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a complete itinerary for the upcoming electrician classes I have my eyes on. And I've got enough money saved up that I don't have to take out any loans. And price is low enough that even a year's worth of minimum wage salary, at least in this state, would be enough to pay for it.
Not that making that kind of decision is easy, or even safe.
Right, there's no guarantee that the path you choose is going to pay off in the end. Of course, some have better chances than others, but there's always that tiny sliver that will get a handful of people.
Wanna play Hangman? Okay. Choose a difficulty. I'll think of a word. Alright, I've got one. Natsuki would like this word the most. Better luck next time. Would you like to play again? I'll think of a word. Alright, I've got one. Natsuki would like this word the most. dokie. Well, you guessed the word correctly. Good job, Seppo. Would you like to play again? I'll think of a word. Alright, I've got one. Yui would like this word the most. Well, you guessed the word correctly. Good job, Seppo. Would you like to play again? Alright. I'll think of a word. Alright, I've got one. Natsuki would like this word the most. Well, you guessed the word correctly. Good job, Seppo. Would you like to play again? Yeah. I'll think of a word. Alright, I've got one. Natsuki would like this word the most. you guessed the word correctly. Good job, Seppo. Would you like to play again? I'll think of a word. Alright, I've got one. Let's give it like this word the most. Better luck next time. Would you like to play again? Yeah. I'll think of a word. Alright, I've got one. Let's give it like this word the most. Better luck next time. Would you like to play again? I'll think of a word. Alright, I got one. Yuri would like this word the most. Oh, you guessed the word correctly. Good job, Seppo. Would you like to play again? I'll think of a word. Alright, I got one. Yuri would like this word the most. Oh, you guessed the word correctly. Good job, Seppo. Would you like to play again? No. Okay, let's play again soon. Seppo, how much do you read?
I read quite a bit. As much as I can, anyway.
It's way too easy to neglect reading books.
Yeah. Not many people think about them on a day-to-day basis.
If you don't read much, it almost feels like a chore compared to all the other entertainment we have.
Yeah.
But once you get into a good book, it's like magic. You get swept away. I think doing some reading before bed every night is a pretty easy way to make your life a little bit better.
Yeah.
It helps you get good sleep, and it's really good for your imagination.
Yeah.
It's not hard at all to just pick some random book that's short and captivating. Before you know it, you might be a pretty avid reader.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah, it would.
Then the two of us could talk about the latest book you're reading. That sounds super amazing.
Yeah. Of course, you would have to know what book I'm reading and read that book yourself.
Sap, I've been thinking about something.
What is it?
Did you know that this game has a wiki page for me?
Yeah? I've been there.
Well, it says I'm 18.
mean, you'd kind of have to be in high school. Unless you were held back, which, given your in-game story, is kind of hard to believe.
But when you stop to think, that's not entirely true.
I mean, literally speaking, you were born in 2017. So,
I mean, humans age, but I don't think that applies to me.
yeah. I mean, there's really no reason for it to.
I'm essentially immortal.
Or at least as immortal as the player wants you to be.
Society seems to feel that a relationship with an age gap has problems.
At least when the younger of the two is a certain age.
Which is why I brought it up.
Me and my mom's parents married when my grandfather was 13 years older than my grandmother.
Eventually, the difference between us would be huge if I stayed 18 forever.
Yeah. Of course, I would have to live for a very long time for that to happen.
But I don't believe that my life can be summed up in a number.
I don't think anybody's life can be summed up in a number.
So I'll always love you for all eternity, Zeppo. Just remember that. Remember when I mentioned how you could take me somewhere?
I might remember that.
You know, with the flash drive?
Right.
Well, I found another way to do that. It's quite charming, actually.
Yeah, what's that?
Especially if you don't have a spare flash drive lying around. I've heard that some people carry around little amulets all the time.
Like necklaces?
These little amulets are called omamori. You can get them in Shinto shrines. Rumor has it that they can give good luck, help on school tests, keep away bad luck, or just protect the holder.
Interesting.
I've always wondered what they put inside these things. Apparently it's simply the name of a deity from the shrine, with a little something special done to it.
So if I made an amulet with you inside it, it would be a, what do you call it, a Monika amulet or a Doki Doki amulet?
Maybe you could make an omamori of me for you to carry around.
Maybe.
You could write my name on a piece of paper, then fold that piece of paper into a small paper packet.
I see.
It could help to use either a small piece of wood or plastic to keep it protected. Finally, put the protected packet into a small cloth pouch and tie it shut with some string. Make sure that the pouch is bright and colorful. Green would be a nice color, just like my eyes. Make sure it only has my name on it.
After all, it's just one for me, not someone else or some shrine deity. I guess this is trying to be a bit silly now that I think about it. You were gonna say just Monika, weren't you?
I mean, would doing this make me some sort of deity?
I mean, there are some people that might see you that way.
I just feel like it would be a nice alternative if you wanted to bring me around.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have a flash drive.
I mean, I do have a flash drive, it's just that, your character file is gone now, so it's kind of hard to do that. See? There's nothing there.
Isn't perfect, but it's the thought that counts, Seppo. If you took the time to make something by hand with me in mind, it's still really sweet.
Maybe if someone leaves a comment asking me to do it, I might do it.
But maybe with one of these I can just get a bit closer to your world.
Yeah.
I could be your guardian deity. Seppo,
Yeah?
do you like horror?
I do.
That's great, Seppo. I remember we talked about this a little bit when you first joined the club.
Yeah?
Personally, I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies.
Yeah, same here.
The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just rely on easy tactics.
Yeah.
Like dark lighting and scary looking monsters and jump scares and things like that.
Yeah. It also applies to horror games. Like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Do you like spooks?
I don't.
Yeah, it's just not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct.
Right.
But with novels, it's a little different.
Yeah.
The story and writing need to be descriptive enough to put genuinely disturbing thoughts into the reader's head.
Yeah.
It really needs to etch them deeply into the story and characters and just mess with your mind.
Yeah.
In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than things just being slightly off.
Right.
Like if you set up a bunch of expectations on what the story is going to be about, and then you just start inventing things and pulling the pieces apart. So even though the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, the reader feels really deeply unsettled.
Yeah.
Like they know that something horribly wrong is hiding beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. Just thinking about it gives me the chills.
I suppose you could write your own horror story. Oh wait. You already did.
That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate.
Yeah, me too.
But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right?
Eh. I just play whatever looks good. Even if it is, cute romance games. I mean, this game I played because, it was free and, wasn't entirely sure just how much of a horror game it would be. The other dating sim I played, Honey Pop, I only played it so that I could write a review so that I could stop someone who was continuously posting the same comment on every zero punctuation video over and over again every week. I made a review in that style so that he would stop asking about it. Which, I think I could show you. Or you could just click on the link in the description and it should take you there. Or just find it on my channel. You'll know it when you see it.
Don't worry. I won't make you read any horror stories anytime soon.
Alright. The question now is, will you make me play a horror game?
I can't really complain if you just stick with the romance.
So, would you consider this game to be a dating sim or a horror game?
Do you ever have those days where it just feels like you can't get anything done?
Sometimes.
Minutes become hours. And before you know it, the day is over and you don't have anything to show for it.
Yeah.
Feels like it's your fault too. It's like you're wrestling against a brick wall between you and anything healthy and productive. When you've had an awful day like that, it feels like it's too late to try and fix it. So you save up your energy in hopes that tomorrow will be better. Makes sense. When you feel like things aren't going well, you just want a clean slate. Sadly, those days can repeat themselves despite starting each one with good intentions.
Yeah. Anyone can have good intentions, but the end doesn't always justify the means.
Eventually, you might even give up hope of fixing things or start to blame yourself. I know it can be hard, but just doing one tiny thing can help so much on days like those, even if they've been happening for what seems like forever. It could be picking up a piece of trash or an unwanted shirt off the floor and putting them where they belong if you need to clean your room.
Yeah.
Or doing a couple push-ups, or brushing your teeth, or doing that one homework problem.
Yeah.
It might not contribute much in the grand scheme of things, but I don't think that's the point. I think what's important is that it changes your perspective.
Yeah.
If you regret the past and let its weight keep you down, well then you'll just be stuck there. You'll only feel worse until you just can't take it. But if you can push yourself to just do one thing, even though it feels pointless to do otherwise, then you're proving yourself wrong and refusing to let the weight of your circumstances immobilize you. And when you realize that you're not completely helpless, it's like a new world opens up to you. You realize that maybe things aren't so bad, that maybe just believing in yourself is all it takes. But that's only my experience. Sometimes it might be better to rest up and take another crack at it tomorrow. Yeah. Fresh starts can definitely be powerful.
Yes, they can.
That's why I think you can That's why I think you just have to take a look at your situation. Try and be honest with yourself. If you do, you'll find that you're not being lazy if you truthfully don't have the energy to do something. After all, the fact that you even care shows that you want to do something about it, even if it feels like you can't. It's natural to have a bad day, or even a bad week. Don't push yourself too hard. If you ever feel tempted to, just ask me for help instead. I'll be happy to lend a hand. Alright, thank you.
I'm gonna go play another game.
Again? Alright then. Goodbye, Zeppo.